Hello, everybody. Oh boy, we did it. We made it. What a wild 2 weeks this has been. I'm Harry Petch. I am the community and content manager for Games Jobs Live, and this is it. This is the Game Parade. Oops, let me click a button. This is the Game Parade awards ceremony. I can't believe we made it. So I've got a few guests joining me today. First of all, joining me today, I've got the leader of Games Jobs Live joining me, Colin McDonald. Hi, Colin. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. I'm excited for this. This has been.
Brilliant.
We did a bunch of jams back in the day, but I think there's been a couple of years gap because we've all just been snowed under. So when we sort of concocted bringing Game Parade back, we weren't sure how many of the old jammers would still be around, how many new people we could bring in, but it's been absolutely mind-blowing. So many participants, so many amazing games. I've played dozens of games. They're absolutely fabulous. The winners are amazing. It's been incredible to see it back stronger than ever.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think before we sort of move any further, let's just get a little preamble, just a couple little things I want to do before we get into a lot of the awards. Again, if you've been around watching any of the live streams, thank you that we've been hosting. Or if you have been one of the people who've been hosting live streams playing the Games Parade, I don't think that has ever happened before, which is absolutely awesome. That's been a lot of fun to see. Yeah, we've been playing through as many of the games as possible. We still got a couple left to go, so there'll be probably another stream next week to mop up all the rest of them. So yeah, but honestly, this is such a cool opportunity just to be able to show off your game design skills and, more importantly, be able to show it in front of people who can give you some really good feedback. Now, after this stream, I'll release the feedback on it. It should all work all perfectly, but this is just a thing to say now that if for whatever reason you've submitted for the game, but you don't see any judges' feedback on your jam submission page, then, please get in contact with me. You can please get in contact with me, harry@gamestalks.live, or get in touch through the Discord. Just message me on Discord, because everyone has gotten feedback. It's just potentially maybe one or two might end up getting missed. If that happens, then I will get you your feedback. But yeah, without further ado, I want to do a quick little preamble. Who actually is Games Jobs Live? I was going to do this when we announced the stream, but obviously we couldn't do it because the internet decided to explode. But what I do at Games Jobs Live, community and content manager, I basically every week on Thursday run these games industry live streams. I do portfolio reviews working with a few different companies like Flix Interactive, to basically do some portfolio reviews. And if you've got a portfolio in the games industry, whether you're a programmer, artist, coder, QA, anything like that, submit it along. And, we've got a little backlog of portfolios we try to work through and do live, essentially. It's a really interesting thing. And those are really fun streams that we occasionally do, try to do it like once per month. I also, every month, Games Jobs Live, we put out industry reports on the UK. And also we're expanding that out globally at the minute, which is pretty awesome. So every month I do the little analysis, doing some of the highlights, what jobs are there in the industry, who's hiring, who, what disciplines have the most things available to them, that kind of thing. And I also run Jobs Board highlights, which Games Jobs Live, if you go to gamesjobs.live, if you go to there, you end up going to the Jobs Board. So if you want to see what jobs are available in games, we try to automatically collate as many jobs as we can possibly find, pretty much all of them in the UK, that kind of thing, and try to expand that globally. That way you can track and find who exactly is hiring automatically. And yeah, so a little bit more. I think what I'd like to do to also say, this is our 6th Game Parade Game Jam. And the first one we've done in 3 years. I've actually got a couple of special guests who I've got a couple of special guests who were guest judges this year, coming from Dambuster, and one of whom, Jean-Marco, actually is kind of the guy who started all of this off. So I want to quickly bring...
Not kind of. He absolutely is
the guy who
started this off.
He really did. He fully did. He fully did it. So I'm going to bring him back on. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Hey there. Absolutely amazingly. It's great to be back, to be fair. 3 years later, still going strong. great game development skills, amazing people, like amazing. Thanks a lot for what you're doing here.
Yeah, and
No,
likewise.
absolutely.
Likewise, thanks for inviting me. It's my first time on the other side. I've been a jammer before. So yeah, I was very grateful for Colin and Gianmarco for putting this together. And thank you, Harry, for inviting me along this time.
No problem. Absolutely no problem at all. I'm just quickly grabbing a quick notes from my end. Here's the notes. Lovely jubbly. Awesome. Yeah. And again, Gianmarco, you started the Game Parades back in 2020 all the way to 2022. I mean, you're kind of now on the full other side of it, just because you and Sam, you're both judges for this jam. How did you find this jam?
You go first, Sam. I will. So I find it like really good, to be honest. Like I think that it's been the biggest so far, and that's like not really unexpected because we know that you guys were doing a great job in the background, like keep pushing to expose people to jobs and jobs to people, and that's been great. And the amount of games that have been submitted was kind of overwhelming, to be fair. And I wish I had more time to play them all. I still have to go run through my backlog. Creativity is like up to the stars. The complexity is rising, as I was saying before in our little breakout before the live stream started. Like it's really exciting to see how everybody is developing and growing at the same time.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Well, yeah, I lost audio, which is hilarious because I am an audio designer. But yeah, I so much so that it's distracted me and I forgot the question. Just repeat the question, Harry. Sorry.
Yeah, how did you find the jam as judges?
Oh yeah, it was really enjoyable. It's a great sort of range of games. People taking things in different approaches. It's always nice to see a mixture of 2D and 3D. And yeah, not having had the experience of the stress of all the long hours and making a game myself, it was felt like a luxury experience really, to get to enjoy the fruits of everyone's labor. It was great.
Fabulous, great, yeah. So just again, quick little sort of note, a few little fun, interesting, pretty much stats. Obviously, we had 108 games in this game jam, which is absolutely wild. 500 entrants at the peak of the jam, and we've got the most amount of ratings ever in this jam. So everyone's been really active with this one. 1,200 ratings we ended up hitting. And the most important thing as well is 28 industry judges. So thank you. We had lots of individuals coming from all these different studios you can see on screen who volunteered, taking a lot of their time, out of their very busy schedules to be able to review a lot of games. Again, you guys really did hit the bill by giving us a lot of work to have to go through. But it's really fulfilling work, And hopefully all of these feedbacks, I've taken a look at a lot of them, that is really useful feedback that should help you either improve the game or improve yourself as a games maker. I know a lot of people here, they're the first, this is their first time they've ever done a jam, which considering they've said that and then posted the game that they've posted is absolutely wild to me. Seriously, I can't believe some of these games being people's first game jam games ever. So yeah, I think that definitely has to do with, obviously we started as a 7-week-long game jam, but this time around we've experimented with 10 days long, try to give give people the amount of time they want to do. And what I'm going to be doing is putting around a survey after all this to kind of see how you engage with the jam, and also potentially when you might, when we might next want to do the jam, a bunch of this kind of stuff. So do look out on the emails. I will get them sent. But yeah, thank you seriously to all of the jams, to all the 28 judges. It means so much to be able to get this, and it kind of means a lot for the vision of this because it's so hard to get actual feedback on this stuff. But without further ado, we should probably get on with actually talking about the games. So the purpose of this award live stream, we across the 28 judges, we had a lot of lovely, basically, voting rounds that we did, and we've come across to a few selected judge picks. 14 games we have selected based on different criteria that represent kind of some really standout ones that we like. And we're going to basically just kind of go through a couple of those today. And again, just to say, the main prize that we get for this is just like a fun little ceremonial badge I'll be sending out in the next few days to each of the ones who are in this list. And if you're not a part of this list, I think, Jean-Marc, I don't know if again, you could probably back me up here with this. Just be, even if you don't get on the list, because there's literally 108 games competing for all of these different categories, doesn't mean that, please try not to feel discouraged about that, because seriously, the conversations we were having about these games was very difficult. It's a very difficult choice with a lot of these, I think.
Absolutely. Part of the reason we do the game jam is when we've done the recruitment events, one of the most commonly cited bits of feedback from any recruiters in the industry was, people should take part in game jams to hone their skills, get used to working with others, get their stuff out there, get in front of judges. So regardless whether you win or not, you have, by taking part, you've made yourself better at what you do. You've hopefully met new people. Hopefully you'll get feedback that'll be useful. You might not agree with it, and that's entirely up to you as well. But at least it's there for you to consider. So I will be rooting for every single one of you. I know not everyone can win, but all the very best. I'm gonna drop out and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this as a viewer. So I will leave you in Harry, Gianmarco, and Samuel's capable hands. But good luck, everyone.
Fabulous. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. There goes Colin. So the theme we had for this jam was feedback loop. Yeah. What did you guys think of this theme? Because when we made it, I made it very much. It was kind of going a little bit meta with Games Jobs Live. Because the whole point of this game jam is about giving feedback and getting feedback. So I thought, hey, that would be a fun theme title. But I was really impressed by the amount of different games we got for this, and also from like different places. I mean, we saw like games that were, we saw like games that were like roguelike mechanics, stuff all about like echoes, rewinding, games about giving feedback, like round-based games, combining different game genres, like freaking combining Snake with like Snake, Breakout, and like Zelda dungeon exploring. What the heck? And a lot of games where got a lot of games where your past came back to haunt you. I think it was quite a lot of variety in these games.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like it's always interesting to see how everybody takes a different take on something that you think is quite, because when you read it, you have one idea, maybe two or three, but then you realize that there are 108 games. There are complete difference between them, and this is absolutely amazing and astonishing every single time. Like the theme in particular is great, because at the end of the day, it's all about that, right? We receive a game, we feed it back, you get better, and you march on the next one. So that's absolutely nailing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, it's always nice to see when a theme can really get embedded in the core sort of gameplay concepts and the mechanics of a jam game. I'm on the sort of the aesthetic side of game design and doing the sound and things. So like often that's where my creativity and my imagination goes is how can a theme inform the visuals? How can it form the sound? How can it form the presentation? But when a team manages to sort of really embed that into what the player is actually being asked to do and getting that in the mechanics, it's always really impressive to see. Absolutely. Brilliant. Wow. Should we start getting to some of these awards then? All right. Let's start getting some of these awards. I've got my little list written down here as well. So we're going to cover them, a little bit. I've done it in the order of like a most amount of suspense, I think, in some bits of suspense. Theme of feedback loop. Let's go straight into the game that judges picked was the best use of theme feedback loop. So, drum roll, please. I don't know. We can't do drum roll here. The winner for use of theme for the Game Parade Spring 2025 is AI. Now, AI, when we're going with best use of theme, the judges found that it was like this really interesting, really repeatable and fun gem that really they really liked the approach of the advanced difficult, the dynamic difficulty system and building that in as the theme. There weren't a lot like these, and it just really sort of stood out on its own. We feel got a little bit of gameplay we can show in the background, but yeah, I don't know if clapping picks up on the camera, but yay! So yeah. And again, obviously, Fishly did a lot of also community jams as well, community streams for this. So that was just really awesome to see the community come together, especially on the Discord around this. So yeah, congratulations. Would one of you guys like to take the next one? Our next one is for best game design. Would one of you guys like to do the announcement?
If I got my list right, so the game should be Variant Phenomenon. Yeah, you picked the Italian to name that. Come on. That was a great one.
Yeah, best game. Yeah, so for the best game design, yes, it was execute. The notes that I have was it executed the using clones of you like gameplay loop in the most realized ways. We saw a lot of these games, and like this one did it really well, particularly with how the enemies would always run further to you, would run like kind of faster than you, so they will always catch up to you. That was quite a clever way of adding difficulty to it, I found. So yeah, brilliant. All right, next up we have
best level design. I'll take this one.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So I've got here the winners are Playback.
Yeah, we've got Playback. So Playback, which was honestly this really interesting. It was a really interesting kind of like Portal-esque game that again sort of took an approach of the like Echoes game mechanic, but I just found it was like the depth and the variety, the amount of like levels that they had there and exploring their main mechanic. That one just like really stood above a lot of others for this, and you know, attempting that while also being in 3D as well, really good thing. So congratulations, Sid, on that. Good claps. Brilliant. All right. Next up, we have, I'll probably take this one. We've got Best 2D Art. The winner for Best 2D Art. Now, Best 2D Art being a category where we're celebrating the creation of the individual assets themselves. So if you used asset packs, you'd be eligible for art direction rather than the 2D, 3D art categories. Best 2D Art, hands down, goes to Life and Lemon. Oh my gosh. This game was just so incredibly like pretty, polished, and absolutely beautiful on this front. So honestly, there we go. I'm trying to get the clapping working. Thank you. You guys got good clapping hands. Brilliant. And next up, who would like to take 3D art?
I go on. For the 3D art award, we named Brothers of Steel.
Yes.
Such a good one.
Brothers of Steel. Again, I can't believe that this was his first time like making a game in a game jam. Oh my gosh. Cannot believe that. So yeah, like honestly, congratulations again. All of these assets, like, you know, according to the page, you know, you made them yourself. That's honestly fantastic. Like, congratulations and great job. And now on to best art direction. So
I'll take this one. Yep. So
yeah, go for it.
Best art direction, I've got down as Tomb Service. Well done. So this game, I believe, did make use of some assets, but the way that they were put together works really well. Shows really good taste and art direction. So well done to that team. Yeah, it did use it in just such a good way to create like a good realized environment. You know, there was a mix of, there were like some 3D assets that they did use, some assets that they made themselves. That like meshing and being able to make them blend and work really well together is just a really good sign of, you know, that's a really good sign and really good skills that you guys want to see. So congratulations, Tomb Service. So, and I'll move on for this one for best narrative. So the award for best narrative goes to Playtest, which was the most meta, one of the, you know, most meta kind of choices in the game jam. And a lot of the, you know, judges' notes in this is that, you know, the kind of like beginner's guide style of doing the sort of like fourth wall breaking game about making a game thing is something that a lot of judges were skeptical about going in. But the way that the dialogue was done, the way that the actual narrative impacted the building on the game scope wise,
was very creatively done and just fit extremely uniquely well for this game jam. So I'm really happy that this one got the narrative award. So congratulations, Layden's Gift, for that. Yeah.
I will not dare take it this one, Sam.
I'll go for it. I'll go for it. So yeah, best audio design goes to Loopbox. Had the best audio. Harry, did you want to say some more?
Yeah, for Lootbox, like this one definitely was like this one honestly was a really, really tight category, but this one actually stood out to a lot of the judges, and this stood out to a lot of the judges because the audio design inherently was the game, and they wanted to really basically celebrate and highlight that. It was specifically how the game could recognize the different chords that you could make through the kind of Balatro style system that, you know, while the game is very much a game jam, very much like a game jam built game, is such a, like, I think one of the quotes is that like quite like revolutionary almost, or, you know, a game that absolutely should continue to be worked on. So yeah, congratulations to Lootbox. And yeah, Gianmarco, do you want to go with
best user interface? Yeah, that goes to Anxiety Pad. That was definitely a little fantastic jam. I love the way it's just all together, right? Like the window is the UI itself. It works amazingly. It flips fantastically, and really, like, it was astonishing. Really, really good job.
I need to, like very much in a Tamagotchi game. Notes that I have here. This is like entirely holds up. The UI is entirely like fully the game. And again, the ability in like Unity to, you know, because this was made in Unity somehow. Like I didn't even know you could have like this level of borderless window in Unity. So definitely going to have to have a chat and figure out how that was done, because that is awesome. But congratulations, because this was another very like art heavy game. So congratulations to the dev team behind this. And yes, is it me next? I think I'm losing track.
I think you are.
Yeah. So the winner for most commercially viable award, we the judges have given to Falling Fours, which was a really interesting, really quite polished Balatro-like game. Now, if this game were to be fix some of the bugs that occur with some of the multiplier upgrades, this is really close to being something that you could very quickly put onto Steam, just with a tiny bit more polish and tiny bit more dev time. And in this kind of like world where, you know, a lot of like Balatro like games are quite common, doing it with Connect 4 like was just a really clever pick. It was just a really, really kind of like clever approach to doing it. And yeah, so honestly, I really want to go get back into it when the multipliers work. The multipliers have to work though. Give me those multipliers, because I want to see the number go big, basically, and then stick it on Steam because I'll be getting it. So yeah, congratulations, Oomph, for that. And yeah, who would like to take this prestigious category?
If I got the list right, because you skipped one, I hope it's
There's a few.
No, Beauty Mizo. Is it the right one for technical accomplishment?
No. That's spoilers for a different one. No worry about it. I'll take technical accomplishment. So for technical accomplishment, the one for technical accomplishment goes to Freighter Manager, which was highlighted because they made a simulation of like railways in the UK and having like a railway management sim. The amount of like the density of systems and creating that was pretty incredible on this one. The judges felt. So brilliant. Congratulations. On best solo game, I have this one because it is I've not on the sheet that I sent you guys. For best solo game, best solo game made by one person also goes to the Variant Phenomenon. So Variant Phenomenon, because the scope was really tight and just the minimalism in the art style and the game feel, and also adding achievements, it hit the right amount of just perfect balance for this kind of polished jam game that can just instantly go on someone's portfolio. So again, congratulations on the double award. It's incredible. And now we move on to best itch page.
Did I spoil, I guess?
Yeah. No. Who won it? Who won best itch page?
So yeah, it was Moody Mizo. Moody with the cats. Very nice.
Yes. Mudy Miso. This game, a screenshot doesn't do it justice. But again, this game had whoever designed this itch page really likes and knows how to use CSS, and is going to be really good even just like a web portfolio itself. This is kind of like a gold standard of kind of like modern web design and how you can like really design your itch page to look properly unique and proper good. This, quite easily for a lot of judges stood out amongst the rest. So congratulations, dev team behind Mudy Miso. And I believe this is the final one that we have, the most ominous one. We've left the best for last, most fun. I mean, they're all the best, but most fun, the most, the vaguest one for last. What was the most fun game? Who would like to take this? Gianmarco, would you like to take this one?
I will not take the honor from you, mate.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, then I'll do it. Great. So, the most fun game, as decided by the judges in the Game Parade Game Jam, we give this one to Sketchbound, because, oh my gosh, it was a witty game. It was a really just fun game. The way that it incorporated just loops into the entire just quality of the game. This was just a really, really high quality experience. And yeah, it very much it deserves the most fun category because it built on the idea of frustration whilst not compromising the fun ability of it, So honestly, probably a very fitting category for it. So congratulations to Sketchbound. And I believe, as if checking the list, that was all of them, I think
we've covered everything, yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame we only have 15 awards, because there were some others outstanding games in there.
Yeah. Honestly, just to say again, the discussions and the conversations to narrow it down to these could have very much gone so many different ways as well. So honestly, thank you so much for everybody who did join. I'm going to right this moment, bear with me everybody, we're going to do it live. I'm going to click the results button, so you should be able to see all of the results. Let's have just the three of us. I'm going to quickly edit jam. I'm going to click the button. Drum roll, please. Scrolling, please. Hide results. Turn that off. Save jam. Results should now be fully viewable. You should be able to see everything. And what we can see as our final one for the overall category, the best overall game category, ranked first is Life and Lemon. So congratulations on winning the best overall publicly rated game. To Finn from Life and Lemon. Absolutely congratulations. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So again, best in presentation and third in impressiveness and enjoyment as well. And 24 in creativity. So you can see where you stack up in the public rankings. You'll find that on your own itch page. And you can see where it stacks up. And hopefully, if we click on these, if I refresh these, you can see the judges' feedback on your pages. So brilliant. Again, wow. It feels wild that this is it. It feels wild that we've done it. Oh my gosh. So
until next time.
Yeah, I mean, back to next time. We're definitely thinking of we're definitely going to be running this again sometime later this year. We're not sure when we're going to run it later this year. So I might actually leave it down to a lot of you guys in the community to be when might be an interesting time for you guys to potentially want to do it, because I'd love to see you guys come back and work on this again. One thing that I do want to highlight and say actually massive thank you to is everyone for participating in this, from so many different countries as well. We had from the UK, France, Spain, Turkey, Portugal, India, America, South Korea, Australia. This ended up being a truly fully global jam. And that just went beyond my own wildest expectations because, we're quite a small business at Games Jobs Live. We're just a few people really working on a lot of this. So honestly, that was just, such a surprise. It's honestly been a really fun time to run this jam. And I kind of can't wait to do it again. But, please do come and check out a lot more of the live streams that we do, especially if you're interested in getting into games, because this is basically what I do every week. I come on a live stream and kind of talk about this stuff with a lot of good guests. I want to do more like follow-up Game Parade stuff with this and talk about some of the like really interesting technical side. So if you're interested potentially in talking about how you made your game, or might want to contribute a bit of that, get in touch with us on the Discord. Get in touch with us on the Discord, because we'd like to really highlight as many people as possible when it comes to these things. So I'll have the Discord ticking down below. But yeah, I think with that is everything for this jam. Yeah, go check out your results, everybody. Go see how everything is. I'm going to take a look at some of the results as well. And I'm also going to have a nice rest as well. In the next few days, into next week, we're going to put together a nice few little wrap-up videos compiling every game into basically one nice video. So that's going to be honestly just super awesome. Again, the amount of games that are in this jam, wow, you guys are making it difficult, but that's like the best thing that you could be doing. The best thing is like making it difficult for me. 108 video files to sort through is wild, but a lot of fun to figure out and do. That'll be a really awesome video when it comes out. So stay tuned to that. Anyway, yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah. Before we go, for anyone who's already here, Gianmarco and Sam, would these games, the point of the game parade is to make kind of like these portfolio pieces and improve yourself for putting stuff towards a game's portfolio. Do you have any advice on how people could best use these games that they've made to like put them on a portfolio, mention them in interviews? Do you have any advice for that? Because as a history in a jam, this is what has happened a lot of times with games that come out of this. It's helped them get into industry.
Yeah, I mean, I can start because when I started doing the Games Jobs Live jams, I did not have a job in the industry, and by the time I most recently took part, I did have a job in the industry. I think it was before I participated in the last one anyway, but I'm fully working in the industry now for almost 4 years, and I do attribute a lot of that success in getting my foot in the door to my participation in game jams. And I think it's really important to highlight that you take part in jams. For someone in my discipline, I'm an audio designer, sound designer. Depends where you apply as to which term they prefer, but it's the same thing basically. The most important thing is always going to be the audio design reel, the sound design reel. So just pointing at exactly your core skills and like, this is it. But game jam games are absolutely a fantastic thing to sort of augment and add to that. That just shows that you have wider experience. You can work with, within a team. You can communicate effectively. You can elevate everybody else's work. And I always encourage people to include jam games as part of that portfolio, even if it isn't going to be at the very center of it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, on my side, like I'm in production, and when I sit in interviews, when I want to really understand how people, like, what I want to understand is how people think. So even if you haven't completed your project because like the time was clicking, or maybe you embraced a bit too much, that's a fantastic experience to do, to put on your portfolio. You want to show us, how do you think, how do you solve problems, where would you have got if you had more time, what was your actual plan for the game, what would be your plan if you had like 6 months and 100,000 pounds to finish it, how do we get it to the ship line? And at the end of the day, like the thing that counts the most is that you shipped. It might be broken, it might be not working as you wanted, it might be not what you wanted the first time, but you did it, and that elevates you more than more than everything else. And the way you will think about it, the way you will show up, I would say us, like, but the interviewers, the industry, the people who will who will want to give you a job, is literally show us why did you pick that path over another, tell us why it was so hard, and tell us how you would do it. You might take a different choice next time, or in hindsight, what have you changed? Why were you wrong? This is the kind of thinking we want to see, we want to value and weight.
Brilliant. I was also going to say, when you're mentioning on that in terms of just writing down your thoughts and getting your thoughts and everything like that, there's another really good example here, and this is why I like how we ran the game parade this year. There was a game that wasn't able to be like fully submitted as a game, but instead it was, I believe it was, I forgot the name of it, but the it was an art they posted the concept art and the art they did, which would have gone into the project, and wrote a little write-up for it as like a devlog. My advice, 100% do that. I've also seen a few other games start putting devlogs on itch about how they made the games and put them into the Discord server. Perfect. Just get going now. Like, make a Wix website, just pop that stuff on there now, because it's, you know, really useful stuff.
Promote yourself. Let us see you.
I'd like to add as well, like one of the great things to get out of a game jam is that end product in the game, and that you can play something and have something to show people. But also those people that you made the game with, assuming that you weren't a solo developer, those colleagues, those teammates are a great thing to keep. So if you've done a really good job, or you just really enjoyed working with each other, the best thing you can do is do another jam together. So keep in touch. Especially with those people you most enjoyed working with, and who you feel like you got a lot of good work done together. Next time you see a jam that you want to join in, message them. Shall we do this again? Because having one jam game in your portfolio is great. Having 10, 12, 100, having more is better. I still love taking part in jams now. I'm not trying to get a job. I love where I am, but just the whole process is just fantastic. And it's not just about winning the awards or looking at those scores and seeing how you compare to other people. It's also about the experience, and do the next Games Jobs Live Game Parade. Do the next jam that you see elsewhere. The more experience is just gonna help you to be the candidate that people want to employ.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and if anyone's looking for another game jam to immediately join, obviously, like Game Maker's Toolkit, the GMTK jam, that's starting up soon as well. So, that's going to be a big one. I hope some of you definitely do join that. I hope all of you join that. Absolutely. If we got all of you should join that, and then say that you came from the Game Parade game jam. There you go. That's what you should do. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, thank you for the insightful comments, guys. I guess, do you have any any closing thoughts, any final thoughts, or miscellaneous advice just around game dev, around, I don't know, life in games or anything like that? we can dramatically, whimsically close off with.
You caught me off guard. So,
I think if you enjoyed the jam, you're going to love working in the industry. So just keep trying. It's a difficult industry to get into, but if you keep going and you take on board the feedback, so all of that feedback you've been given from the judges, being told how to improve something can feel quite difficult emotionally, but it's really good to have that feedback and to know what to do next, so that the next time you do a jam, it's going to be better. You can iterate on the project, especially if you're a solo developer. You can just keep working on it. If the team still has the appetite to keep working on it, you can actually implement that feedback and make those improvements.
Absolutely.
But just keep chipping away. It's the best job in the world, and you're gonna love it.
Persevere. That's actually the best advice you can ever receive. I cannot count the amount of interviews and I had to go through before landing my job at Dambuster. It was frustrating, but it was amazing at the same time. Every failure is growth. So never take anything as the last step, because there's no last step in this life, not in this industry.
Yeah, you can only fail if you quit.
Yeah.
Wise words to end on. Jean-Marco, Sam, thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
And thank you all, everyone, for joining this game jam. We'll be back soon for more Games Jobs Live, games industry news and content. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye.